Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm the Book Geek, also known as Kiava. And as you can see, I'm in a different spot than usual today. I'm actually in my living room because of this huge wheel that I have behind me. This here is my brand new physical TBR wheel. And today I'm going to bring you my winter TBR. I've decided to do a seasonal TBR instead of a monthly TBR. So let's get started. So I am going to spin my TBR wheel 6 times today. That will cover the months of January, February, and March for my winter TBR. So approximately 2 books to read per month. However, I'm also doing my own monthly challenges on top of whatever books I've chosen for my TBR for that month. And I actually have a challenge for the month of January as well, but I haven't gotten that video up yet. I will get that one to you guys soon. But anyway, back to the wheel. So my wheel is very straightforward and to the point. I came up with several different prompts. I used to do this digitally online, but I never was consistent with it. So I'm hoping this year I can be consistent with spinning the wheel. And so I've come up with a few new prompts since then. So what I'm gonna do is go through, tell you guys what my prompts are. There are no special rules. I'm just spinning the wheel 6 times. There are no penalties and no extra spins. I'm just gonna spin this wheel 6 times. If it lands on a prompt, I'll remove that one and then add a different one. Some of these prompts I'm not going to be using today for certain reasons, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I'm also going to be doing color wheel challenges using this wheel, and that's something that I'll explain in another video when I actually decide to do that challenge. But for today, we are just spinning this to find out what books I'm going to be reading for January, February, and March. First, let me go through and explain the different prompts that I've come up with. So as you can see, I already put several prompts up on the wheel and I have more in the bag that I'm going to explain, but let's just go through these really quickly. We have Sister Pick. Sister Pick is basically self-explanatory. My sister is also a very avid reader, and so if the wheel lands on Sister Pick, I am going to call my sister and ask her to choose a book for me to read. 5-star prediction, self-explanatory. I'm going to read a book that I believe is going to be rated 5 stars when I'm done. Instagram pick. So on my Instagram page, I have a saved collection titled Books I Want to Read. So whenever I'm on Bookstagram, and I see someone post a book that sounds interesting or looks interesting, I'll save it to that collection. And so if the wheel lands on Instagram pick, I'm going to go to that saved collection and choose one of those books to read. Hot 100 list. A couple years back when I had a book blog, I had came up with a Hot 100 list of books that I want to read, and I still have that list and I'm still making my way through that list. So if the wheel lands on Hot 100 list, I'm going to go to that list that I created and choose one of those books to read. Author celebrating a birthday this month. Goodreads Choice Awards. I have the best books from each category from the 2019 and 2020 Goodreads Choice Awards. I printed them out and I'm trying to work my way through those categories for best fiction, best fantasy, best mystery thriller, and so on and so forth. So if the wheel lands on Goodreads Choice Awards, I am going to choose one of those books from one of those categories that I would like to read and pick one of those books to read. So if it lands on here, for instance, I can go to my reading journal and look at the best fiction books from the 2019 Goodreads Choice Awards and choose one of those off of that list to read. Big Book, Goodreads Random Generator. If the wheel lands on Goodreads Random Generator, what I do is I go to a random number generator and I number that from 1 through 50 and let the random number generator pick a number for me. Whatever number the random generator, it's so hard to say this, whatever number the random number generator chooses, I will then go to my saved books that I want to read on my Goodreads page and choose that numbered book. So what I do is I go to my Goodreads page, I go to my books, and I filter it out so that only books that I want to read are under my books. And then I scroll down to per page. I change the per page number to 50, and wherever the random number generator landed, say for instance, it landed on number 30, I am going to count to 30 on that Goodreads first page and pick one of those books to read. Overdue is for me to read a book that's been sitting on my shelf for a long time, a book that is well overdue. Random word. Before I ever spin my wheel, I go on Facebook and Instagram and I ask people to leave me one random word. If the wheel lands on random word, I will then randomly select one of those random words and then find a book that has that random word in the title. Audience pick. Also, before I ever spin a wheel for the month, I go on Facebook and Instagram and I ask people to leave me the title of a book that they think I should read. If the wheel lands on audience pick, I will then randomly select one of those books that someone suggested for me to read for the month. Dust jacket. That just means to read a hardcover book that has a dust jacket. Library book, self-explanatory. I will visit the library and pick a book to read. New release, vertical title, graphic novel, anthology, book that is also a movie or TV show. And the other prompts that I have for the wheel that are not up here are 2+ authors, smut, Facebook pick. This is similar to some of the other ones that I mentioned, except this one will be strictly for Facebook. Sequel, mood read, friend pick, one word title, shelf pick. So for shelf pick, I have 5 bookshelves in my room. And so I numbered them from 1 through 5. And once again, I'm going to use the random number generator. I'm going to number the random number generator 1 through 5. Whichever number it lands on, I will then go to that numbered shelf. And then I'm going to use a separate number generator, numbered 1 through 30. Whatever number it lands on, I'm going to count the books on my shelf until I reach that number and read that book. Author I love. A through Z random generator. I will use another random generator to help me select a letter. Whatever letter it lands on, I'm going to read a book that either starts with that letter or read a book that has an author's name that begins with that letter. First in a series, duology, short read, a mystery, a rom-com / chick lit book, a horror, pick a birth year. So I've picked several birth years from different family members. And if it lands on pick a birth year, I'm going to randomly select one of those years that I've set aside and read a book that was published that year. Author whose name begins with the first letter of the month, a fantasy, new author, author I've never read, author I've never heard of before. Poll, If the wheel lands on poll, I will choose 4 books that I'm interested in reading, put it up on Instagram, and let people decide which one I should read next. Blind Buy, poetry, a book from a different country, and dragon on the cover. Now that you know all the prompts, let's spin this wheel. I'm so excited to finally be able to spin my physical wheel. Let's spin the wheel and see where it lands. I really hope it does not fall off. All right, first spin. Okay, we have Instagram pick. So yay. Let's put up another one. We have poll. Second spin. Hot 100 list. I'm loving the selections that it's landing on right now because it's books that I get to choose for myself. Okay, Hot 100 list. Let's take that one down. One word title. One word title. Third spin. Five-star prediction. Shelf pick. Fourth spin. One word title. Let's put up friend pick. Fifth spin. Graphic novel. Oh my God. Yes. I'm loving the selections it's landing on. I'm just loving it. This is our last spin. What should we put up? What should we put up? Okay, you know I gotta do it, right? I'm supposed to be randomly picking these, but I'm gonna put up horror. A horror. All right, last spin. Friend pick. Okay. Yes. Now let's decide which books we are going to read. Now it's time to see what books I chose to match the prompts that the wheel decided for me. So one of the prompts that the wheel landed on was, of course, Instagram pick. I went to my Instagram and went to my saved collections of books I want to read or books I want to buy. And I chose one that was right up at the top that I had recently saved, and that was Devil's Creek. This is a horror book, and I hear it is a freaky cult story. For Hot 100 lists, I decided to go with A Monster Calls. This one is short, and the movie adaptation has just recently come to Netflix and I want to watch it. So what better time than right now to read this book? This is a young adult fantasy horror novel and I hear it is quite moving and emotional. I'm not exactly sure what the book is about because I haven't read it yet, but there's a young boy in the story and he's going to come face to face with some sort of monster, I believe, and that's all I really know. For one word title, I decided to pick up one of the books from last year that I had started but never finished, and that is Pride. And I'm gonna start it over from the beginning, but this one matches the prompt for one word title. If you don't know, this is like an urban retelling of Pride and Prejudice. For 5-star prediction, I decided to choose a book off of my TBR cart that is a priority of mine. And I found one on the cart that I thought I would definitely rate 5 stars once I get done with it, just because of, you know, the way the movie was, because I did see this movie and some reviews that I've read from other people that I trust who have also read this book, and that is The Road. This is a post-apocalyptic story about a father and son as we follow them on their journey to some place. It has been on my TBR forever, and it is a book that I placed on my TBR cart, and all books on the TBR cart are priority. This one, I definitely think I am going to love it, and I have a 5-star prediction for this book. For friend pick, I picked 3 books, took a picture of them, and then asked my friend Simone which one she thought I should read, and she chose The Last House Guest by Megan Miranda. I always love the covers of her books, and this is a mystery thriller novel. Someone is going to end up dead, and there will be a whole mystery surrounding her death. And for graphic novel, I decided to read Saga Volume 4. And I'm actually going to reread Volume 3 first and then read Volume 4 because it's been a little while since I read this one, just to refresh myself on what happened the last time. And then I'm going to dive into Volume 4, and I cannot fucking wait. I love Saga. Would someone please adapt these into a TV show for my sake, please? I love Saga. Oh my God. Saga is about these 2 lovers here. They come from opposing sides, and there are people after them because they end up falling in love and having this baby. Okay. And it is just spectacular. It is just everything that a love story is made of. And Marco, oh my God, Marco is so fine. My fictional book boyfriend who's not from this world. I love Saga. I'm such a Saga stan. All right, those are all the books that my will helped me select. I've already finished 2 books for the month of January, and I'm currently reading 2 more, which are, I can't say the title of this goddamn book, but I'm reading this one, and I'm also reading The Magician. One of my YouTube subscribers sent me his book to read, and so I just started this one. I'm still in the beginning, but yeah, I'm reading those 2 books. Now, this is not my January TBR. This is my winter TBR. So I can finish these books within any time frame as long as I get them done before the winter is over. And if I don't get them done before winter is over, they can roll into the next season. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to limit myself to monthly TBRs because I can never stick to them or I don't finish the books in time. So that's is going to solve that issue. We'll just make these seasonal TBRs, which means I won't be spinning my wheel again until the springtime. However, I will be doing a color wheel challenge in the later months, so I might actually spin the wheel again without the prompts for my color wheel challenge. But other than that, I won't be spinning for the prompts to find out anything to read until springtime. I'm also doing a reading challenge, but I'm going to explain that in a separate video, and that's going to add at least 3 or 4 more books to this pile. So I have a lot to read, and I think I'm really confident with this whole new setup that I have, not limiting all my books to one particular month, but stretching it out over time. Because sometimes I get busy. Like the past few days, I didn't get to read any books at all, any pages at all, because I was working on my craft website. I have a new website that's coming. And so I was designing that, and I just did not have time to read, which I'm already failing my reading goal for the year, which was to read at least an hour a day, every day. But the website is important. It's going to help me generate some funds. So money comes first. I got to live. I got to eat. So money first, book second. But yeah, I hope you enjoy my video. If you do, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you know each time I post a video. My shop information will also be listed down below. It's titled Kiki Creations. This is the shirt that I have on. If you're interested in purchasing anything, I make hair bows and other little crafty items, including bookmarks that I sell. And I have a lot of new things that's going to be coming once I get the new website up and running. But anyways, let me know if you ever read any of these books and what your star rating was of them, if you rated them. Don't spoil anything for me down in the comment sections, please. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.